difference or a different way of seeing the world, this thing that we call life. And my way of seeing life is probably different from your way of seeing life. If I'm a betting man, if I was to look at the way that you view your reality with your mentality and the way that I view my reality with my mentality, it's probably different. Now, my view is not better than yours. Your view is not better than mine. Each person on this call, we all operate with a different shine. And what's up, Ronaldo? And our ability to understand that we all have different ways of perceiving our reality. But because I perceive my reality based upon my life experiences and my belief system, that means regardless of what you say or anyone else say, my mentality determines my reality. So does yours. So now we have a difference of perception. And because we have this difference of perception, okay, that leads to deception. So differences in perception leads to what we call deception. Some people are more, quote unquote, deceived than other people. Now, deceived just simply means that you don't see the world the way that it is. You see the world the way that you are. And so I see the world the way that I am. I don't see the world the way that it really is. And so we all do that. So to the degree that I can understand that, we're not trying to change it. We're just trying to understand it. Because remember, we don't like what we don't understand. So if I don't understand you, I don't like you, man. I'm looking at you like, who's this guy? Who's this girl? So we tend to not really embrace people, things, and places that we don't really like. But it's not that we don't like them. It's just that, what's up, Sister Pam? It's just that we don't understand them. So it's not a problem of, scroll over a little bit. It's not a problem of like and dislike. It's a problem of under, over, and understanding. So the problem is the fact that the way I perceive my reality and the way that you perceive your reality is different. So we all perceive our world based upon our experiences and our beliefs, not on truth. So what if the world we lived in was based upon truth instead of experience and belief? Well, we would have a totally different world, because what is the truth? Well, everybody has a different version of the truth. But one thing about the truth is, it's self-evident. That simply means that a lion doesn't need an entourage. It doesn't need anything or anyone to prove that it is a lion. When it roars, and if it bites you in the earth, you would know it's a lion. You may not like the fact that it's a lion. You may get it confused with a cat. But once the lion puts his teeth on you, you'll understand the difference between a lion and a cat. So we all have that capacity to be able to establish a different perspective once we gather additional experience. But today we want to talk about something a little bit deeper than that. And we want to get into, just really quickly, short message today, that you are a supercomputer. What does that mean? Well, I've developed a self-actualization system that allows you to see the true inner self. And as most people know, that I call it my life management system. And as a peak performance coach, I've developed these 4 systems: Eagles Club, Kingdom Millionaires Training Center, the Life Management Center, and the People Development Center. And so all of these systems that I've developed over the years, you see, my wall is just covered with notes, papers, and scripts. Now the next series that we're doing is going to be, what's up, Jay Money? Is that Jay Money? What's up, Jay Money? It's going to be a invitation only secret society unveiling. And what I'm going to do in the next series is break down numbers and letters that I introduced yesterday, so that way everybody can now speak, spell, say, Seance, Science, Cell, and Script. So this is the secret society of over understanding spiritualism or scriptures. The ability to write your own script. So I've never taught the science and the neuroscience behind why we have differences of actualization. And the reason that everybody has a different actualization or way of expressing themselves is because we all got a different script. And what if you could say, or we go back to the first one, what if you could speak what I'm doing right now? Then what if you could spell? Put letters in orders, then saying and seance. Well, then that is science. That allows you to sell your script. So if you got a script, you're able to create a cell based on science that allows you to connect with the spirit realm, which is a seance, so that way you can establish what you say, what you spell, which is what you speak. Now the Bible says that that's preaching. The Bible also calls that the word. So the three issues that we are solving today is issue number one. In order to have advanced perception, in order for you to activate your spiritual and biological computer to reprogram your reality, to walk in your new life path, which is a life-altering pathway program. This program is designed to bring about self-actualization. That's the whole point of what I've been doing. This is what the Bible calls being born again. To be born again meaning that you awaken the inner self. You become the master of your own destiny. That just simply means that you become the author of your own story. You become the generator, the operator, the director, God, of your own life. That just simply means that you take control of your life and you express your true self. That means you have advanced perception. Now, advanced perception is dangerous because that simply means that you can see things coming before they show up. Now, when you see it, you should believe it. That simply means that if somebody tells you who they are, you should believe them. So this is I call this the rise of the spiritual CEO. So in order to be a spiritual CEO, in order for you to be able to generate, operate, and direct your own chi, in order for your head, your heart, and your gut to operate on the same page, which gets in line of everything that we talked about yesterday, which means age is nothing but an advanced spell. The only reason that you age is because you keep track of your numbers. Numbers are sigils. Sigils are spiritual powers that allows you to connect with the spirit realm and to perform a saying, I am this age, on yourself. So when you say a saying, I am broke, you're performing a seance. You are connecting with the daemon or the demon of broke. So when you say, Doc, I am tired, you then perform a saying or a seance by connecting with a spirit that makes you tired. You're not tired, but when you perform a saying, you perform a seance which connects with the cells, so that way you can sell yourself on being old, being broke, being tired, being busted. So all of your problems are self-induced. Now you should be saying the same thing that I used to say when I was a young creator. Doc, that's just a bunch of hogwash, brother. That's just double speak. Well, you are a spiritual supercomputer that's able to generate a 3D reality using your brain, your heart, and your gut. You project that. So you must master those three sources of power. Right now, you're probably not the master of the brain, your heart, and your gut. One of those three is running amok. Right now, you're not the master of your brain, your heart, and your gut. One all three are running amok. Since your machine, brain, heart, and gut, runs, creates, manifests this thing that we call universe. This is your own individual verse. We call it the universe. That means that your improper self-image creates an improper self-awareness. A improper self-awareness is an improper self-consciousness. So that means that you do not have what I call advanced discernment, or the ability to perceive. So then you're not a spiritual CEO. So advanced perception is this ability for you to be able to externalize your intentions in life. Literally, intentions means intentions. Tensions is what holds the inside together. This is all intention. So your tension should be in, not out. Right now, you're probably tense from external demonstration instead of internal revelation. So there's some demonstration going on right now in the world. Look at what's happening here in Texas at the elementary school. That makes people tense. So your tense is external instead of internal. So advanced discernment or advanced perception or remote viewing is this ability for you to be able to use clairvoyance, which is what I teach here at the Eagles, Kingdom Millionaires, Life Management, and the People Development Center. That's what I call household management of the soul. So everybody has this ability. But just like I talked about yesterday, we have a conundrum. You're saying unconsciously. I don't know if anybody wake up and say, what, doc, man, I'm broke, brother, I'm sick, I'm tired. Very few people verbalize it out loud. So it is an unconscious script that is running below the threshold of your awareness. So what you're saying, you're performing a seance, which is a spiritual connection with a low vibrational entity. How do I know? You got something called fruit or the lack thereof. We all do. So at the end of the day, it all comes down for you to understand that you are self-actualizing your own frequency wave of vibration. So you and I, we are both destined to either be a cog in society and to continue to be a non-player character or an NPC in our own life, or you can become the center of your own universe. And the way that you do that, is by understand that reality is an interface, it's a program that you generate. That just simply means that everything that you experience in your life is your vibrational equivalent. That's your rhythm. So the problem is that's not your rhythm. That's the rhythm that you have unknowingly vibrated to. It's like watching TV. Right now, I can change the TV because I got a remote control channel. So your head, your heart, and your gut is how you change the TV. So what if your head, your heart, and your gut is not on the same page? Well, you don't land on one channel. So I may want to, what about radio? I may want to listen to country and western. You may want to listen to jazz. Somebody else may want to listen to hip hop. So there's 3 different channels. Well, we got to pick one. So confusion is the inability to pick one channel. So if you're on 3 channels, then what happens is you have confusion. Remember, brothers and sisters, what we don't know, we don't like. If you don't know yourself, you don't like yourself. Then you can go out and do what just happened here in Texas. You can go to an elementary school if you don't like yourself. But how come you don't like yourself? The reason that you don't like yourself, obviously not you personally, but the reason that other people don't like themselves is because they don't know themselves. So all I do is I teach people how to know themselves. So if you don't know yourself, you should go to my website, masterteacher33.com, click on the link that says Life Management System. Why? Start where you can know yourself. Again, let me say this because this is extremely important. If you don't know yourself, you don't like yourself. If you don't know yourself, right now you are trying to change yourself because you don't know. And if you don't know, you don't grow. So the inability to move forward is a lack of knowledge of the self. It has nothing to do with anything else. So advanced perception is advanced knowledge of the self, which is all I teach. All I teach is people to get to know themselves. The greatest topic in the world is you. But we'll spend more time learning how to, play a guitar, learning how to play the piano, learning how to sing, learning how to sew. We'll spend a lot of time and effort learning other things other than the self. So remember what it says in the Gospel of Thomas. Anything that you put before the self precedes the self. So my inner effort takes up a large amount of my attention. In fact, all of it. So it's easy for me to block out other distractions because my intentions is on expressing my actions. It is easy for me to block out all of the distractions because I'm very tense on the inside. That means that all of my emotions, which is my energy in motion, all of my energy that's in motion, in action, is all been used on me. So, boo-boo, I ain't got time to be, trying to pump up somebody else. I'm too busy pumping up myself. So I don't have the distractions that bring about the inactions that a lot of people have. A lot of people have a lot of distractions, which results in a lot of inactions. I understand it. I get it. I just recommend that you get to know yourself. Because once you get to know your own self, then you elevate in love. You don't fall. You can't fall for someone else when you've elevated in love with yourself. So you can't fall in love with someone else when you've elevated in love with yourself. Now, you can put alongside of someone else, and if both of you guys are going in the same direction, you both can choose to move in the direction of a worthwhile goal together. That's why love is freedom. It is not control. Most relationships that people say that they are in love, they are in control. They're not in love. Because if you are in love, your person that you're in love with, they're free to go. They know it. They choose to stay, though. They can go anytime they want. You can go anytime you want. Both parties choose every day, every second of every day. Just like you got to choose every second of every day to be wealthy. You have to choose every second of every day to be healthy. You got to choose every second of every day to be wise. The moment that you stop choosing, you start moving in the other direction. Every day you make a choice to move in the direction of wealth, health, wisdom, and great relationships, or every day you choose to move in the direction of fear, doubt, unbelief, poverty, and sickness. Every day. So your job is to make the same choice, firm, fair, consistent. Every second of every day, you must make a choice. Every second of every day, you're going to be bamboozled, bombarded with options. So how do you develop your superhuman mental powers? How do you become a superhuman? How do you develop cognition and precognition? See, in order for you to be a superhuman, a spiritual human, you got to know yourself more and better than you know anybody else. That's the only way to be a guru. The only way for you to be a genius or a guru, you got to be the best at what you do. So instead of me trying to go out and learn something, I'm just going to be something. So I chose not to go learn how to be. I choose to go inside and just uncover who source has designed me to be. So I could pursue my desires, or I could just express my design. I have chosen to express my God-given design instead of trying to pursue my desires. Now, every day I got to make the same choice and the same decision. So do you. In order for you to be a spiritual CEO, an ambassador of the big G, you must find your individual one verse. That's your rhythm. Everybody has their own vibranium. Everybody has their own vibranium. Everybody has their own verbs that control their own 12 cranial nerves, that control the 12 ley lines, or the 12 lymphatic systems, organs inside of the body, the glandular systems. All of the human body is controlled by the nerves. And all of the nerves are controlled by the verbs. That's why when you make a saying, you're performing a seance on yourself. So when you say, I am broke, you tell your cells, produce broke. So every cell in your body proceeds to establish a rhythm of broke. When you say, I am wealthy, the body establishes the rhythm of wealth, the song, the frequency, the wave, the vibration, the tune of wealth. There is a song that your body is saying. And that song must be expressed, exposed, and expanded. And you must understand that in order for you to freely express your soul's urge that I talk about inside the Deacon Report, you must remove and override the current habit pattern. The program that's given to you by the dominant culture must be removed. How? Just override it. How do you override it? You override it with a more powerful program. So the whole point of the life management system is to assist you with being you, to establish your own natural rhythm. So remember, brothers and sisters, true love is the absence of control. As I talked about yesterday, when you are damaged people damage people. Your job is no set the soon. No set the soon means to know thyself. If you know the self, you cannot damage someone else. It's not possible. Because then if you know the self, you know that you and I are one. So I can't disrespect you, because then I'll be disrespecting myself. And I love myself. If I love myself, I love someone else. So whenever I have a lack of knowledge, I have fear. So fear, doubt, disbelief, anxiety is a lack of knowledge of the self. What does that do though? Well, what I don't know, I don't like. Everybody's the same way. If I don't know what's behind, you give me an option and say, hey doc, you can choose to go to a known hell, or you can go to an unknown heaven. Everybody would prefer to go to a known hell instead of an unknown heaven. We do not like the unknown. None of us do. Now we will lie to ourselves and say that, but when it comes time, most people look at people that gamble and do all of the other things. They do those things because they're hoping to gain something for free. Cladonomics is based upon the economy of the gene. Cladonomics is the new economy of this age. It is a purpose-driven production. It's the ability to understand the household management of the soul. It's the ability for you to find the beat of your own drum. You see, the point of your existence isn't to be what everybody else wants you to be. The point of your existence on this planet is for you to be who God, the universe source, has designed and gifted you to be. Your purpose for being here is to find and fulfill, which is behind my board here, to find and fulfill your true, authentic self. That's it. The moment that you find your true, authentic self, you establish a pathway to expose your design. The moment you established and find your design, you establish a pathway that allows you to express your shine. The moment that you find and uncover your God-given design, So that's why I do design reports. Because all problems on this earth comes from a lack of a proper self-image. We don't see ourselves the way God designed himself. Why? Because there's programs. Every time you get rid of one negative habit pattern, you get 3 more. Because the dominant culture keeps pumping them out. These are mass mind control. This is to establish a hive mind. This is what is called learned helplessness. At the end of the day, how do I program you to be helpless? I got to make you feel hopeless. How do I make you feel hopeless? Look at the housing market. So I raise the interest rates. So you are priced out of the market. How does that make you feel? What about the food? You go to Walmart now, $100, you used to come out with 10 bags. Now you go to Walmart, spend $100 on food, you may come out with 3 bags. How does that make you feel? What can you do about it, bruh? You go pump gas in your car. Gas used to be $2, $3 a gallon. Now it's $4, $5 a gallon. Now, it used to take $30 to fill up the tank. Now it's $50 to fill up the tank. How does that make you feel, homie? And more importantly, what can you personally do about it? What just happened here in Texas? I hear all these people crying and stuff, talking about, do something, do something. Okay, boo. It's amazing how everybody is saying do something, but then nobody's telling you what to do. Because as I told you guys, this is an issue of the human condition. Should an 18-year-old be able to walk into a store and purchase an automatic machine gun? No, that's common sense. That ain't the issue. The issue is, what is the mental disposition of the 18-year-old? The issue is, what is the mental disposition of humanity? The issue is that everybody has a improper self-image. What does that mean? Everybody suffers from some level of self-hate. What does that mean? Let's be honest. Let me ask you the $1 billion question. Right now, if there was a way for you to improve yourself, would you do it? If somebody, Sister Pam, if somebody came up with a instant hair regrowth system, would I purchase it? Absolutely. Why? I have a thought that says, if I had an afro like J Money, that would make me look better. Where does that thought come from? There's a thought that says, if I wasn't bald, Sister Sandra, if I could grow my hair back, maybe I'd get more digits. Maybe I'd make more sales. What if Sister Sandra, they came up with a method where I could take a vitamin or an herb, or I could go through some kind of electrical shock treatment, and I could add, 5 inches to my stature. Would I do it? It would be a very strong consideration, as long as there was no side effects. The question you should be asking yourself is, why would I want to get my afro back like I had when I was in my 20s? Why would I want to remove the fact that I am vertically challenged? Why would I like to be 6'5" instead of 5'6"? Why? What is it about us? Everybody on this call, there's something about you dislike. The billion-dollar question is, why? Why you don't like yourself, bro? Why you don't like, look, talking to me. How come I don't like being bald? My hair started falling out, Sister Sandra, so I just shaved it off. So I'm not bald by choice. I'm bald by design. For whatever reasons, you could research it. There's a lot of different reasons why, you have male pattern baldness. But it exists, right, Sister Pam? So, really, is that a big issue for me? Absolutely not. I'm just using that as an example. But honestly, if that was a safe, proven method to regrow hair, I definitely would consider it. Because I used to have it. Then it, zoop, disappeared. So everybody else, we all have things about ourselves that it's not that we don't like it. It's just that we prefer it. We prefer. There's things that we prefer, and your job is to get over those things that you prefer, and actually, really, honestly, elevate yourself to the point that you love yourself so much you wouldn't change nothing, even if you could. So the end game, I ain't there yet. Are you? I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't there yet. Let somebody come out with, male pattern baldness cure tomorrow. I'll probably be the first one in line. I'm just keeping it real. But the goal is for me to get to the point where that is not an issue. Where I love myself so much. Why? Because anything that you don't like about yourself is going to be projected on to someone else. So my job is not to become a biological Project CERN, where I project my concern. Project CERN is the projections of your concerns. So I don't want to be a biological. We already got a technological computer underground. Ground means dirt. Dirt means body or earth, because we're made from dirt. So Project CERN is a technological concerns. And so what they're trying to do, they're trying to pull and perform a seance underground. Because when you perform a saying, you're performing a seance. You're connecting with the spirit realm to solve a physical problem. Let me say it again. When you're making a saying, you're performing a seance. And I'm going to get into the science of seance and saying in the next series. You want to tune in, I'll be bringing out more information on the cost and when we'll be performing that series, because we're going to go behind the metaphysics and the neuroscience of what I'm doing right now, and why saying and spelling and speaking is the most dangerous thing, because now you are a scribe or a script writer, and you are able now to write scriptures, and this is a script you are. So scriptures are scripts that make you who you are. So if I can give you a script, which is what I'm doing right now, it will affect how you are. Scripture, the word script, the letter U and R-E. Look at the word scriptures. You will see the word script you are, or you are a script. Remember, the English language is upside down. The enemy took the truth, he turned it around, turned it upside down to keep you stuck in this 3D reality. So my job is to assist you with changing your mentality, so therefore you can change your reality. So a proper self-image, however, because otherwise you're just going to create another distorted reality, because you're going to have a distorted mentality. So you can't see the world the way that you are. You must see the world the way that God is. What if you could see the world the way that God is? See, God is all knowing, He's all power, all present, all simple, all love. What if you had the same 5 attributes as God? You know, source, the pleroma, the pleru, the big G, whatever label, because names are limits and limits are labels that you want to put on source. What about the attributes though? Let's not miss the forest for the trees. So you see, brothers and sisters, the key to my success and your success is to align my mind with Source, which is in the form of my God-given design. If you are not a member, if you're listening to me right now, and you're not a member of the Life Management System, from now until June the 4th, the Life Management System, just go to my website, masterteacher33.com. Click on the link that says Life Management System. It is 50% off for all 50 books, all 365 audios, and the granddaddy of them all, the 750-page Dear Canoe Report, which is the most important thing. That is your own personal Bible. Everybody should have their own personal Bible. If you, for some strange stretch of the imagination, do not have your own personal Bible, I am begging you, I'm imploring you to please join the Life Management System and join us, and you can pick that up again for 50% off. So brothers and sisters, as always, it is an honor and a privilege to be able to break bread with you today. I want to thank everybody so much for joining me on today's message. Like I say in every show, I love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm going to see y'all at the top. This is my sons, my SUNs, Kendrick and Roger, KY. We need to get our guard up. So every day, you got to get your guard up. I love you, appreciate you. Thank you everybody so much for tuning in today. We're going to see y'all at the top. God bless. There's real life, now walk with the God. Now improvise with a bigger eye, shoot the God. Get your guard up. I don't know what y'all talking about, I ain't picking sides again. Yin yang, it's the same game, we go up and down again. Polar opposites work together just to bring about a man. Biggest lie we must defeat so we can see ourselves as God. I'm trying to tell you this. You guys mañana. God bless. You so negative without them, you should blur it out. Why take a sedative when you can let your courage out? Why take a sedative when you can let your courage out? Let's make them feel it. We ain't even gotta curse it hard. Like getting digits, we ain't even have to flirt it hard. I got these dividends that dividends can't buy it all. Let's get it. I got these dividends that dividends can't buy it all. I'm about to shift again, no blended and no not at all. And all my frenemies and enemies and fight them all. I gotta got up. Every day been the same, I'm going insane. I got been knocked down my whole life. I got up. I'm tired of feeling these pains, I'm letting the drain. Let's get it. Time to walk with your God up, brothers. Love you, appreciate you. We'll see you guys mañana. I don't know what y'all talking about, I ain't picking sides again. Yin yang, it's the same game, we go up and down again. Polar opposites work together just to bring about a man. Yeah. Biggest lie we must defeat so we can see ourselves as God within. About to hit you with this planetary devastation. See your next 5 moves like that category observation. Wanted little states, gonna take an army to keep me out the pearly gates. Got kicked out of hell. Once I got my God, I've been playing with these morals to pass the time. These verses like scriptures in my book of verses like scriptures. Let's get it. Outside of time, metaphysically precursory. Every day been the same, I'm going insane. I got up. Been knocked down my whole life, but damn it, I got up. I'm tired of feeling these pains, I'm letting it drain. I got up. Had to realize there's real life, now I walk with the God. Had to realize there's real life, now I walk with the God. Walk with your guard up, y'all. With a bigger eye, shoot with the God.